far as the question is concerned, this is the main reason why men will try to knock the women up, because they had no business with the chick in the first place, and they want to have a permanent bond with that woman, some type of connection where they always have access to them.
All right, go ahead, Paris.
Hey,
I
Paris.
really think y'all. I'm sorry, I'm coming in late, but I really think y'all not looking at this as the full scope. Men have way more access to far more successful women today than we did. You talking like 2008. It's way more women, like way too successful now. It's way more women who are entrepreneurs, are bringing in more revenue, who are more credit wise, who are more just introspectively know how to accumulate money. Like, whether we want to admit it or not, a lot of these women bossed up because they stay in school and they stay getting a loan check. So, I mean, we could talk about like men accessibility to it or whatever, but most of these men are not knocking up women because she got $1.
I don't think I'm going to go down the rabbit hole of who let who nut in who and who fault it is. Y'all got pregnant. Yeah. Y'all had a kid. Y'all was fucking with no reason. That's on y'all. So I'm not going to get into it with men and women because that'll be all day. I just say do not have sex with men for activity or for sport or because you don't have someone right now. And if you are having sex with someone, make sure it's someone that you can see yourself with down the line. If not, don't even mess with them.
All right, go ahead, Sweeney.
I was going to address Mr. Lego. I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to say this. I'm tired of people talking about an insignificant minority. Most people ain't out here busting us and chicks just trying to lock them down.
Oh, no, really?
Most people are having irresponsible sex, doing irresponsible shit, making irresponsible babies. That's majority of the cases. She's trying to scapegoat a bunch of women by saying, oh, you need to be careful about those dudes that's going to get you pregnant out of nowhere. No. Just like what Mr. Lego said, oh, you don't know how to pull out. They were never pulling out. He wasn't pulling out the first time he nutted in her. He didn't pull out the second time or the third time or the fourth time. She kept going back. Most people have irresponsible ass sex, which leads to irresponsible baby making. It's not a thing. It is, but it's an insignificant minority of men out there knocking chicks up to lock them down because they on their way up and they trying to hold them from being successful. That's an insignificant minority. How are we talking about that? She would have had a better podcast by telling women you just need to be responsible and not make babies out of wedlock. You need to be responsible and wrap it up. You need to be responsible and just protect yourself and stop going out there and fucking random dudes or fucking the wrong type of dudes. How did you wind up with the dumb nigga anyway?
But
yo Sweeney.
That, though, like you could get, you don't have to be an irresponsible guy. If you are having irresponsible sex, you could get pregnant. It's not even about having a pookie or whatever. It just is what it is. It's easy to get pregnant now. So,
do y'all know what?
Easy to get into, hard to get out of.
Do y'all know what the word is when a dude stay in and he don't pull out? It's called making income.
Go ahead, Stacey.
Yeah, I just think it's a failed lack of accountability on her end in terms of like it ain't no way if someone's not even me and I'm not gonna get it's just lack of accountability.
And don't trust no man to pull out. That's all I gotta say.
All right, I'm gonna drop down so I can bring Paris in so she can chime in on this.
I do think that happens with some people, though. I do think some men are on that time. But I wouldn't say majority. Majority men don't even want to have kids. So,
and that's all I'm saying. These losers be on that time. They be trying to lock a chick down.
Some people are on that time.
You with no money ain't trying to have no kid, bro.
They trying to drive your car for life.
He trying to.
Yeah. If they know you got money, they don't have nothing to worry about.
He already had access to the money, whether the kid was there or not. He was already driving a Honda Civic.
Money.
No, not if she was just having sex with him for activity.
To nothing.
He was already driving her Altima. He didn't need a baby in her to drive the Altima. He was already driving it. He was giving her
a woman with money, a woman that's just working and she just having sex as an activity.
He was pushing her Benz the whole entire time. He didn't need to put no baby in her to do it.
At some point, she's
now she's gonna be home, so he really could drive it.
But if he put a baby in her, in his mind, he's always going to have access to her. Because at some point, people break up and you can't get the cookies no more.
But if you got that
significant
baby
minority,
and then we can't ignore the fact that women are hungry and women will get with a dude, like let's say, especially after a breakup, a dude that got no business being with her, but all he is the one thing that the last dude wasn't. And he will end up in a situation. He might not be Mr. Right, but he's Mr. Right now. And those type of dudes would try to stay in a situation sometimes. And that's the type of dude that I'm talking about. Because I was going right at the question, you know what I'm saying? As far as what she's saying, she's talking trash. But as far as the question is concerned, this is the main reason why men will try to knock the women up, because they had no business with the chick in the first place, and they want to have a permanent bond with that woman, some type of connection where they always have access to them.
All right, go ahead, Paris.
Hey, Paris. I really think y'all. I'm sorry, I'm coming in late, but I really think y'all not looking at this as the full scope. Men have way more access to far more successful women today than we did. You talking like 2008. It's way more women, like way too successful now. It's way more women who are entrepreneurs, are bringing in more revenue, who are more credit wise, who are more just introspectively know how to accumulate money. Like whether we want to admit it or not, a lot of these women bossed up because they stay in school and they stay getting a loan check. So, I mean, we could talk about like men accessibility to it or whatever, but most of these men are not knocking up women because she got $1. That's not it. If she got $1, he's staying with her until he can get up on his feet to move to the next level. If a man is trying to knock up a woman or get her pregnant on purpose, it's for bragging rights. He's seeing something in her that other men have also seen in her, and he wants to be able to solidify that amongst his peers and amongst other people because he done prioritized her to some degree in his mind. And I'm sure all you women have a platform. I'm sure you get men all the time who DM you and go, I wish you were my wife. I wish there were other women who think like you. I wish there were other women who I could get to just listen to you, because they say it to me. They're idealizing you. And if they had the opportunity, of course, they're not going to let you get away, because they would feel like you are a prize. They would feel like you are worth doing that for. So, I mean, I really think, like I said, I don't think people are looking at this in the full context. A lot of times that's an ego thing. Like if I had her, imagine how many other men would respect me. Imagine how many other men would validate me, or where that could take me, because she got her head on straight. She not going to be embarrassing me. She know how to carry herself. She know how to talk. I don't really think it has anything to do with money at all. Because if a man sitting up there trying to knock a woman up for money, then I mean, he really got to go the whole route of Mary J. Blige husband. He got to be invested into her. Same thing with Latasha Scott husband. He has to be invested into her. You will know a leech if you seen a leech, and he ain't just gonna go, oh, I'm gonna get this baby. Nah, he gonna say, no, I created a business for her. I was a part of her getting her money. I was a part of her actually being successful. Look at her brand. I did that. You see it all the time with men. They're far more calculated with how they branch off of us and get money than we are. All we want is the check, baby.
Wait, I just want to say something real quick. To some of your point, I agree, Paris. But one point you said men knock women up for trying to see if they could get her because they don't want her on the market no more because she's valuable. Status. No,
I ain't say they ain't want us on the market. I said for bragatory rights. Like a lot of times, if you looking at a woman, right, and you seeing all these other men idealize her, they go, man, if I had her, man, ain't no telling, da 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 da. Like it's always that one woman that men as a collective idealize and go, she's just the baddest thing walking, she's the coldest thing, or like, for instance, Savannah James. Anytime men talk about her, even though it's like a little sports joke, they say respectfully, because they already idealize the type of woman that she is, even though these men ain't never talked to her, never seen her, never nothing. They see how she's idealized. They see how she carries herself. So in their head, if they ever had the opportunity, they definitely tried.
But I don't think it's about how she carries herself. I think it's just simple as she got a big ass, big tits, stuff like that. And they just trying to keep hitting that all the time. I don't think it's about, oh, she got a good head on her shoulders. Because those women get married.
I don't think you know me.
Well, no, what she's saying is because I've heard it. It was a thing like I don't know if it's still a thing, but if you got a fat baby mama or a bad baby mama, like guys judge you on, you know, if you got a baby mama, you know, I'm not saying, you know, it's cool to have it, but if you got an ugly baby mama, you trash. It literally ruins your status. But if you got a bad baby mama, like it actually ups your stats. Now, you don't supposed to have baby mamas running around, but in the hood, I'm not saying you would, but a dude will knock up the baddest chick in the neighborhood or the baddest chick in the city to be able to say, oh yeah, that's my baby mama.
That is some hood. That is some hood shit. I ain't gonna even lie.